What's up, Boat fam? This is Stacy, and this is Chargers Talk 4630, your home where we have honest takes, fresh analysis, uncomfortable conversations, and all things Chargers football. Please like, share, and subscribe to get our latest content. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for your support. Now, I hope the sound of my voice finds all of you to be safe and well and in good health, physically, and more importantly, mentally. These are some trying times for a lot of our people. And my hope is that when you tune into the games on Sunday and when you come here to this podcast, you can find a little escape from it all, right? And if you're dealing with anything, whether it's something with your health, your mental, or just life in general, I want this space to be where you could put all that to the side for a bit, relax, and enjoy some football talk without all the noise and shenanigans. My dad, God bless his soul, was a retired minister, so my family knows how to get prayers through for people that need them, and lately that seems to be many of us too. So if you have challenges in any way, know that I pray for people daily and for our viewers that watch this podcast. There's a lot going on in this world, and I needed to say this because I talk to people every day that has issues they're dealing with, and sometimes I do too. So I thought it'd be great to tell you, although I'm all into this football stuff like I've been my whole life, I'm not naive to the world we live in and all the challenges that come with it. And I know at times things can get overwhelming. So blessings to all of you. Now let's get into some Chargers talk. Here, we all about community, connection, and a shared love for our team. The Chargers have another big game coming up at SoFi this weekend as the Indianapolis Colts come to town in a showdown of two first-place teams with the Colts out to prove they're to be taken seriously and the Chargers trying to maintain their lead in first place in the AFC West. So listen, I had a lot of discussions about the Chargers' offensive weapons, the running game, and the offensive line throughout the season, and there's been some passionate conversations about this topic. But as I said in my opening monologue, we have uncomfortable conversations too. I stand by the things I say because that's what I believe. And I get that some are going to disagree, and that's totally fine. That's what makes us different. We all come from different backgrounds, different cultures. So we all going to see things a little different, right? And that's perfectly okay, as long as these conversations are challenged in a way where respect is in order. I believe we can all bring something to the table that we can all learn from. I don't take anything personal from comments just because I disagree. I just want to share my views and my love for the team with you and give flowers where it's due and criticism where it's due. I started this podcast because I wanted to share my findings and opinions, whether good or bad, with Charger fans around the globe. It's a lot of work, commitment, studying, and spending a lot of money just to be able to broadcast a quality stream so I can give quality content and offer something different, right? Now, I want to break down the Chargers defense as we approach week 7, and I want to talk about what's working, what's not, and in my opinion, what has to change. We've seen this team battle through injuries and adjustments and all kinds of adversity under Jim Harbaugh. But today, I want to focus on one side of the football that's keeping us talking every single week, and that's our defense. We're sitting at 4-2 on top of the AFC West, but if you've been watching every snap, you know this defense has been a mixture of really good and really frustrating. So let's break it all down. What's working, what's not, and what has to happen next. Later on, I'm going to get into some trade talk, what the Chargers might do to fix some of these holes, especially at offensive tackle and running back. Now, I know people are saying you're not going to get no tackles because teams don't trade good offensive linemen. You heard Chargers press conferences where reporters have asked Harbaugh and Ortiz directly, and they both said from their mouths, we need to do everything we can to upgrade the running back positions as well as adding a tackle. That's from the organization. So that's what we will go on. And let's see what happens because we know that they know you will not get through the season with what you have now. Art will be back, but there's still a need for a tackle, and it appears that they understand that. So we will patiently wait and see what happens. Now, coming into this season, we all expected Jim Harbaugh to put a physical stamp on this team, right? Control the line of scrimmage, win with toughness, and build a defense that plays complementary football. And for the most part, you can see that identity starting to form, right? This is the first season in a long time without Joey Bosa and then losing Khalil Mack. So this defense had to redefine itself. It's been more about effort, attitude, and teamwork than one superstar dominating off the edge. So through 6 weeks, we've seen flashes of how good this group can be, especially against the pass. But the run defense, that's a whole different story. So let's start with the positives. Our pass defense has come up in big key moments. Against Miami, we forced 3 interceptions, and that's the kind of playmaking that wins games. But Tui Pelotu has continued to grow and bring pressure, and now that Khalil Mack's activation window is open, we should get that veteran presence back to anchor the edge, right? It's been a big help with addition of Adafio Way, who showed glimpses of what he can do, and that should get better as he gets more acclimated to the defense. And on third downs, we've actually been better than people realize. The defense has forced stops, kept teams off balance, and delivered when needed a big play. And that's been the case in every game. But in that 2-game losing streak with the Giants and Commanders, the defense were playing undisciplined, and we saw they should have gotten off the field many times on third down conversions, right? But costly penalties continue to keep drives alive. In those 2 games, the energy was there, but the communication and the tackling was a big issue. When I dug deeper, some other issues came up. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the run defense. Through 6 games, we've given up more than 740 yards rushing. That's about 5 yards a carry. That's near the bottom of the league. It's too easy right now for offenses to run between the tackles, and part of that, honestly, is on how we're rotating personnel. There are too many times, especially on 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 7, where we take our tackles off the field. You'll see guys like Tia Tart and Jamari Caldwell jogging to the sideline, right? And then we line up with this light box, like 6 DB, sometimes even 7, trying to protect against the pass. And what happens? Teams run a simple draw play or a quarterback keeper right up the gut for 10, 12, sometimes 15 yards because the middle of the field is wide open. You saw that a lot with Jackson Dart and with Jayden Daniels. That's something that's got to change. You cannot play soft in these medium yardage situations. Keep your big guys on the field, collapse the middle, and make offenses beat you outside. Another thing we miss big time is that old school thump from Denzel Perriman. When he's in there, you feel it. He makes his presence known. The way he fills gaps, the way he hits, the tone he sets. That physical presence up the middle has been missing so bad this year. Hopefully, he's on the way back soon, along with Khalil Mack, to give this team some real stability and toughness at the point of attack. Right now, opposing coordinators are seeing that soft middle on tape, and they're exploiting it. That's something the staff has to fix immediately if we want to tighten up this defense. And let's not forget, if you do that against the Indianapolis Colts, we all know one thing. Daniel Jones, yes, he can run pretty well, so he can hurt you with his legs. He will take what the defense give him. And we've seen this from him throughout his tenure with the New York Giants. Now, there's somebody else who's been flying under the radar, but not mine, and that's linebacker Dayan Henley. Early this season, Henley looked like an absolute difference maker. Remember that 1 week he wasn't supposed to play? I believe he had the flu. He went out there flying sideline to sideline, making impact hits, forcing fumbles, leading by example. And honestly, he hasn't looked the same since. And here's the thing. Our entire defensive tackling hasn't looked the same since either. When Henley was at full speed, you saw confidence, you saw wrap-up tackling, you saw guys rallying to the ball. But the last couple of weeks, we've seen more missed tackles, more arm grabs, more guys getting dragged for extra yards. This team feeds off that kind of energy Henley brought early in the year. We need him back to that level, not just physically, but emotionally, because he sets the tone as well. When he's clicking, everybody else seems to tackle better. So here's what I think needs to change. Run fits, interior push, and pressure. And how do we fix all this? Number 1, reinforce the middle on third downs. Stop going light in the box when you know teams might sneak a run. Keep the big boys like Tart, Naquan Jones, and Jamari Caldwell in there. Plug the A gaps and make the quarterback earn it through the air. Number 2, improve the push inside. We're not getting enough pocket collapse from our interior guys. Even a half a step of disruption can blow up a run lane or force a quarterback scramble. Number 3, get creative with the pressure. Mix in some twists, stunts, and delayed blitzes. Give offenses something to think about, right? If they can't predict where the pressure's coming from, they can't just double our edges all game. And number 4, tackle, tackle, tackle. Go back to the fundamentals. Square up, wrap up, drive through. No more reaching, no more arm tackles. You can't call yourself a Harbaugh-style team and lose the physical battle up front. Now, let's shift gears to the trade market. Trade deadline is November 4th. The Chargers made it clear they're looking for an offensive tackle and a running back. Now, we all are told the Chargers are working the phones for offensive line help. With Rashawn Slater done for the year, this team desperately needs a reliable tackle. Bobby Hart is filled in, but he hadn't started a game in 3 years prior to this season. And you just have to upgrade that tackle spot, right? Names are thrown out there from beat writers like Evan Neal, Andre Dillard, and La'el Collins as potential trade options, right? But don't be surprised if Joe Ortiz pulls the trigger soon, because protecting Justin Herbert and establishing their downhill run game is crucial to this team's success. They said it. So we have to take them for their word and sit back and see if they combine those words with actions. And speaking of the run game, the Chargers have been exploring running back help too. We know Amarian Hampton's on IR. Hassan Haskins hasn't given you much from the backfield, but he's an important piece on special teams. Kamani Vidal, he gave us a huge lift in that Miami win. But this offense is built on running in waves, right? There's been a lot of talk about names like Breece Hall and Alvin Kamara and even Devin Singletary. Whoever it is, expect the team to add another back, someone who could take pressure off the young guys and keep the offense balanced. So here's where I stand, in my opinion, guys. This defense can be special. For the most part, the secondary is holding its own, and the back end was playing lights out when we was getting a pass rush early before Mac went down. But as we know, corners do not have to cover long when your pass rushers are getting home. The pass rush will get a lot better, which helps the secondary once Khalil Mack and hopefully Denzel Perriman are both back. And now you have on passing downs, Khalil Mack and Odafe Oweh on one side, and Tui Pelotu and Bud Dupree on the other side, with Henley and Perriman in the middle, Derwin James hovering somewhere around that defensive line, ready to attack the ball. And now we're working with something. And you can get back to the stingy defense and the level we played at all last season. But it all comes down to consistency and physicality. You can't let teams run it down your throat. You can't go light in the box in crucial downs, and you can't forget to tackle, especially this game against the Colts, while trying to stop Taylor. If we can fix that, this defense can go from good to elite. And if we pair that with an improved run game and better protection for Herbert, this team can absolutely make a deep playoff run. Folks, we just 6 weeks in. The pieces are there. Reinforcements are coming. More will be added through trades. Then it's about putting it all together, right? Our defense has heart, it has talent, but it needs better execution, and it needs to stop beating itself. If we can do that, cut back on penalties, and create a few turnovers, we're going to be a dangerous team down the stretch. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Chargers Talk 4630. Let me know in your comments what's the biggest issue you see with this defense right now. Is it tackling, scheme, or personnel? And what trade moves do you want to see the Chargers make? Offensive tackle, running back, or maybe a defensive lineman? Drop your comments and thoughts. And you can also hit me on X at retiredin26997. I want to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for rocking with me. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share this with other boat fans. I'll catch you the next time right here on Chargers Talk 4630. Boat up, baby.